Welcome once again to Breakthrough with Jeff. This is a place we live life with zero limits. My prayer is that you are committed to your journey of personal development and you're working on yourself, exposing yourself to the mindset of growth and progress, productivity, making sure every moment there is an element of growth, no matter how small. This is what people do when they care for themselves, when they love themselves. So we are looking at mindset of the rich versus the mindset of the poor. And rich is not just about money. I'm talking about being wealthy here. There are people who want to, differentiate. I'll not go into that. For me, I'll use wealthy and rich, interchangeably. So you can use either wealthy or rich. And so I realized there is a mindset, and most people made a certain shift before they began to attract wealth into their life, or before they became wealthy. And so I realized there's a distinction, there's a difference between the rich and the poor. The first one is the realization of just looking at the patterns of how the poor think and how the poor man, what we call a poor person, thinks. There's a poor thinking that can never bring you to the place of being wealthy. There's a poor way of thinking. There are patterns of poor people that cannot bring you to the place of, the identity of being a wealthy person. One of the poor thinking is that education will actually make you wealthy. And so the more I go to school, the more papers I get, the more education I get, the more I expect to be wealthy, the more I expect to make money. And I think most of us, we were brought up in this way of thinking where your parents told you, go to school, study hard, pursue education, and you will be wealthy. Now, the difference between that's a poor way of thinking. The wealthy or the rich person thinks that personal education is the path to wealth. Not just education, not just getting degrees and certification. No, personal growth, personal education is the path to wealth. Do your research. I mean, people that have, we call wealthy people. They're people that took time to educate themselves, to educate their mindset, to shift the way they think, the way they see things. Some of them had to get a coach, a mentor they worked with. Anyone, I mean, pick anyone. Jim Rohn talks about Mr. Shroff or Shroff, I'm not sure. Someone that educated him, personal education. Tony Robbins talks about Jim Rohn educating him, personal development. So when you think of the way the rich think is very different from the way the poor think. It matters education. So the rich man is about personal education, and degree means nothing as long as it doesn't grow you. Okay, so that's the way the rich thinks. So I want you to evaluate yourself. Do you think like a poor person, or do you think like a rich person? Do you think like a wealthy person, or do you think like a poor person? The other idea or the other patterns, you will see them in the way the poor desire so much to be rich so they can buy things. The poor desire so much to be rich so they can buy things. The wealthy person desires to leave a legacy. They desire to leave a legacy, to open doors for other people, to change people's lives, to leave a legacy. The wealthy mindset is about legacy. It's about leaving a legacy. It's about opening doors for other people. The poor think about, becoming, I can't wait to get so rich so I can buy things. But the rich is about legacy. Do you think legacy or do you think things? Now, the vibration, the energy of things is the energy of lack and limitation, because the poor person is always thinking, okay, I miss this. This is what I miss. I'm lacking this. And the more they acquire things, the more they realize how much they don't have. Now, the rich person comes from a place of being rich already. The poor person is thinking, I want to be rich. So rich and wealthy is a state of mind. It's not how much you have in your pocket. It's a state of mind. It's how you think. Ultimately, of course, it will attract, wealth, finances, wealth of relationship, wealth of time, wealth of, we call them, there are wealth zones in life, like the time zone, it's wealth. How wealthy are you in terms of your time? Because the rich think in, in terms of how wealthy you are in all these zones of life. The poor only think about money, but money is not the only way to be wealthy. In fact, it's the least of the ways to be wealthy, because there's relationship. Are you wealthy in terms of emotions? What is your emotional bank account? What is your relationship bank account? What is your personal development bank account? And the wealthy looks at life in all those departments. The poor only think in terms of money. Okay, so there are all these other areas of life where you can be wealthy in terms of time. And to demonstrate this, the poor person will go to the supermarket for 3 hours, and it's because they want to save. They look at the object that has been discounted the most. And the most could be just like 5 shillings, 10 shillings, 20 shillings. And they'll do that to do a shopping, for a period of about 3 hours in the supermarket. The rich person will think in terms of those 3 hours and look at what value did I, add if I, use those 3 hours, or maybe just go for shopping, spend like 30 minutes, get what you want. You're not looking at the price so much. You want it, get it, get out of the supermarket, go get, working. But the poor person is there comparing and checking, weight and stuff, and just to save 1 bob, 2 bob, 3 bob. And I get there's a lot of poor man's, education on finances going on, by the way, about, how much you can save and stuff like that. Save that 1 bob, 1 shilling, and looks like that's a poor man's world. If you want to be rich, you think about time. You want to be time rich. You're thinking of resource of time, and you're thinking of value. How much value can I give in 3 hours? How much value? The wealthy and the rich people think about in terms of value. How much value can I, get into 3 hours of my time? How much value can I really put into 3 hours? And so it's in terms of mindset. The wealthy and the rich, they know that you're paid for adding value, for bringing value to the marketplace. You're paid to add value. And the more value you add, the more you're paid. Life is like that. The poor, goes out there wishing to be lucky and always from a place of fear, just hoping to be lucky. It's not about luck. It's about value. What value are you adding on the planet? What value are you adding being alive? What value does your gift add on the planet? And it begins from a place of believing that you have a gift. The poor have this mindset of thinking that other people owe you anything, explanation and stuff like that. But the rich, the wealthy, no matter where you were born, no matter your background, there is no excuses. You pick up yourself and find a way to add value to this world. People are paid for value. When you see people, with money, when you see people with great connection, it's because they have great value. They are giving value. Like right now, I'm giving you value. I'm giving value to the world. I get paid for giving value, and I know my value. It's not something that I negotiate on the table of life. No, I add value. And on that table of life, all of us have something to contribute. God never created any one of us empty. There's no empty heads. It's only that there are people that think value, and there are other people that don't think value. They think, in terms of just looking and just searching, and it's like they don't feel they deserve to negotiate on that table. The others will never even show up on that table of value because they don't believe they have anything to offer on the planet. If you want to be wealthy, and I believe all of us do want to be wealthy, and it's a honorable thing to be wealthy. And I said wealthy to me is the same thing as being rich, and is about different areas of life. It's about emotional wealth, financial wealth, economic wealth, relationship wealth, mindset wealth, personal development wealth. All these different areas of life. We call them the key areas of life. Then you have to shift your mindset. Your mindset has to change. The poor person thinks, I can't, afford to be poor. I can't afford to be poor. And all the time you're resisting that. It's about an identity, and you end up living out what it is that you're resisting. The poor person also thinks, because I was born here, then I'll die a poor person. Let me tell you, if there's going to be a wealthy person in your family, why not you? If there's going to be a wealthy person and when you think wealthy, most of us think money. I want you to think wealthy as, a statement of honor, where you have wealth and riches in all the areas of your life, and you've made it okay to be wealthy and to be rich, to be of value. I want you to look at it as being of value. There are people, even when you're in family meetings, people don't even ask you of your opinion, even when you have a good opinion, because you've never believed yourself that you're a wealthy person. And you think it's about money. It's about mindset. It's not about money. It's about mindset. And so if you want to shift, don't look for money so people can honor you. You look like a rich fool. If you have a lot of money and you've not changed your mindset, you look like a rich fool, and that doesn't make you rich. It doesn't make you wealthy. The money, ultimately goes back to where it belongs. So it doesn't help you. It becomes a curse to you. It doesn't become a blessing. You are blessed at the level of your mindset. And so it's riches and wealth. As a man thinketh, so is she, so is he. You are your mindset, the way you're thinking. And so if you want to change your life, you want to change your identity, then you want to change your mindset. You want to change the way you see things, the way you think about life, the way you're not in pursuit. Because the poor are always in pursuit. The poor are always hustling to get something, to pursue something, because they're coming from a place of lack. They're coming from a place of being needy. You get me? So the rich are coming from a place of abundance, awareness. And I tell you, if you're a child of God, if you have a relationship with your Creator, I want you to know that no matter where you were born, your DNA, you come from a wealthy kingdom. You come from a wealthy kingdom. Kingdom means dominion. You come from a wealthy kingdom. So you need to claim your place on the planet. You need to claim your place of influence as a wealthy person. And one of the things that will help you is to look for a mission, because money and rich, deep relationships and all this emotional wealth, they are attracted to a mission. They are attracted to a mission. Value is in a mission. If you don't have a mission, you've not found a mission, you don't have value on the planet. But when you have a mission, you discover what is my mission on the planet. You can add value to other people. You're already a wealthy person if you have a mission. You may have a mission and not have money yet. But mission itself, it's like an investment. It's a testament of what is possible. It's what we call potential. It means it's a matter of time that, you know, your riches will begin to show in different ways, in the connections that you make, in the conversations you have with people, in the impact that you make on the planet, and in the income that you make, in the value that you offer on the planet. It begins with a mission. And that's why at Destiny Life Coaching, one of the key pillars of Destiny Life Coaching is each one of our coaches must be clear on their mission. Because we know without a mission, you're going to be a poor coach. You're going to be a poor person. You will be a poor person. Mission, money is attracted to mission. Great relationships are attracted to mission. Great interactions are attracted to mission. Great connections are attracted to mission. What is your mission? Have you found time to find a mission? And then the other thing is what I talked about, working on yourself, which is another rich or wealthy people's way of thinking. Personal development. I mean, it's good for you to go for all those nice degrees where you're called doctors and stuff like that. Let me tell you, those things don't take you far. What takes you far is you. Do you grow? You know, you can be a doctor that hasn't grown. You can be a baby doctor. You can be a doctor that has not matured to a place where you can, you know, attract the wealth, you know, that you deserve. And so some of this education doesn't help that much if you've not yourself taken yourself through personal self-education. So for me, I believe in self-education. You know, are you growing? Are you developing? Are you maturing? Otherwise, that certificate, that degree, that master's, that PhD means nothing if it doesn't change you. Okay, so you think about you and you think about your personal change and you're thinking about value. You're thinking about being a man or a woman of value. How much value are you adding to the planet? Now, those two work together. Self-education and value go together. If you realize you're not giving, you know, the amount of value that you deserve to give, then what is lacking is self-education. Educate yourself. Get a coach, a mentor, someone, you know, that can push you on the path of self-education. Now, if you find your income is not in line with what you deserve, because income, again, unless you stall, unless you're a corrupt person, income is a statement of your own self-education, because there's no way you can have great self-education and not have great income. It's not, something is amiss, something is not aligning, and that's why when you educate people, you take them through education, you pay so much school fees and you never see anything coming out of them. Something is not aligning, something is not aligning. And it's the same thing with religion, by the way. If your religion is not one that prospers you, your soul is not prospering. You're telling yourself your soul is prospering, but there's no prosperity in terms of your relationships changing, your emotional growth, your financial growth, your economic growth. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. And not the results, because the results are just feedback of where you're focusing on. And so if you want to be wealthy, then you have to shift your mindset from lack to value, to adding value on the planet. Find your value, and to add value, make yourself valuable. It's not the poor think that it's a lack of resources. That's why they are not where they're supposed to be, is because they lack resources. The wealthy know that if they are not where they are, all they need to do is to be resourceful. So it's not a lack of resources, is a decision to step into resourcefulness. And resourcefulness is an emotional state that is a result of a decision to be a wealthy person. It's a decision. Do not die a poor person. You may be born in a poor family. May you be the first one to change history in your family. I know there are many people that have become the first people to change the history of their family, to change their family name from being seen a certain way to being seen a certain way, from a curse to a blessing, from poverty to wealth. You be the first one. Be the first one. And to be the first one, the first place you want to change is your thinking. You have to change your mindset, the way you think. You have to stop thinking small, like a poor person. The rich think big. You think big. You think about possibilities. Think about growing and making a difference on the planet and changing this world by adding value. And you have to believe in your value enough for you to deliver it, to give it, even when you don't feel certain. Begin to share, give value as much as possible. Don't wait for people to affirm you. That's not the way wealthy people think. Think value, think, a personal development, think self-development, and think big 24/7. Every opportunity is an opportunity to think big. Every opportunity is an opportunity to think big. If you want to change your life, think big. If you want to change your destiny, your name, think big. If you don't change, you're waiting for someone else to change your life, by offering you an opportunity. There are people who've been given an opportunity and they messed it up because they did not think big. To think big, you have to believe in yourself and see possibilities. See yourself changing, adding value to the planet. And all of us have in us the capacity to add value. That's why you're still here. Like I said, God never created any trash. You just need to look within you and discover what value can you add on the planet. I wish you all the best. My prayer is for you to discover the wealthy person within you, the rich guy, the rich lady within you. And you're going to begin to experience the emotional, experience of wealth, where you feel you're enough, where you feel, You're coming from a place of a wealthy place, not from a place of limitation. I wish you all the best. God bless you. Stay here at Breakthrough with Jeff, where we live life with zero limits.